Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depending where you are in the world. I was searching for my words here for a second. We want to welcome you to this training session. And Tammy and I decided today to really focus on the tools that are available to you. And I think that you'll appreciate that many of the Saturdays are going to be coming. We're going to be focusing on the how tos to help you utilize the wonderful tools that we have with our 997 package with our GotBackup opportunity. It is. I know yesterday was payday. I know we have payday every Fridays, but what I love is when you start a new month, then you're getting the total amount that you've accumulated for the previous month. And Tammy and I choose to receive our payment once a month, and then we distribute our payments. I know that's beside the point, but it's always exciting to see the growth that's going on. And Tammy and I are very, very passionate about educating the team, the GotBackup team, to really start evolving and growing. But before we begin, I'd like to always recognize all of you here bright and early. Regeneration Zone, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Mary Paul, welcome from Ottawa, Canada. That's in Ontario. Enyunam from Ghana. I know we have a session today here. Looking forward to it. Let's see. We have Joe. Joe, welcome. Great to have you here today. Really appreciate your work and effort. Let's see here. Carlos from Brisbane, Australia. Wow, this is a beautiful, beautiful place. I know we've been there in 2014. It was wonderful.
It is.
Let's see here. We have Courtney from Ontario. Welcome, Courtney. Let's see. We have Jack, great from Ghana. Great to have you here. Let's see. We have Craft Marketing Tips. Great to have you here. We have Jarvis. And we have Info APDEX. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm trying to read the name from here. Great to have you here from Ghana. We have Dean from Kentucky. We have Francis from Ghana. We have Real Paul. Great to have you here from Montreal, Canada. Right, great to have you here. Actually, I was born there. Let's see here. Rico, great to have you here. Kim, still in the Philippines. Great to have you here. Really appreciate you. Dr. Kiwi, always a pleasure to have you here. We have Mark Stevens. We have Darlene. We have Melanie. We have Siru, great to have you. Welcome. I apologize for not pronouncing your name correctly. We have Bernard, great to have you from Ghana. Lendi and Chris, guys, we can go on and on and on. Really appreciate you mentioning where you're from. So let's get started here, Tammy. Today, it's about the lead capture system. And folks, when we give a training like this, it's important that you don't just show up one time and again, finish the session and walk away. What's really important when you learn from the information we're going to share with you here today, you need to come back to this and apply. And as you apply, then you're going to start measuring your results. And that's where things improve. Just to listen to a course one time or a training one time is not going to cut it. It's important that you come back and you apply, and then you listen to it again, you replay it again, and apply. And that's how things evolve. What are your points, Tammy, on this as we begin? Hello, Tammy?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was asking you to share your thoughts on as before we begin.
Yeah,
having a hard time hearing you.
Chris and I, when Chris and I started GotBackup, and as all of you saw, when you registered, it asked you if you wanted to purchase the emails that are done for you. And I think a lot of people just like things done for them. I know we did. We invested in that because we wanted to see how it was done. But Chris and I never stopped there. We wanted to learn from what they were saying in these specific emails. And then we learned how to personalize them. So I honestly clicked on every single recording or the trainings that, on the orange section on the email marketing system, there's a video done by David. Everything is taught on that session. So I just went through it step by step, and we leveraged some of ChatGPT. I went to this thing called subjectline.com, just to learn how to have more capturing subjects to capture people's attention. But we're going to go through the training of the stuff that we've learned over the last couple years. And the key is to learn. It's not just to get things done simple for you and just have that system work for you, it's important to personalize it. And I mean, people buy into you,
Mhm.
and of course, the great buy into you as a leader.
I totally agree, Tammy. And also Joel does a really, really, really good training on subject selecting and everything else. And you can find that on the VIP coaching and everything else. But there's a lot of announcements going to be made there. We're having discussion with the advisory team and Got Backup. These are the top producers in in Got Backup in building the business. So one we want to do here, folks, let me share my screen and let's go here and start looking at the actual back office. Now, I want to point out to you, by the way, if I'm looking on the right, because I have a couple screens here, it's just easier for me to focus. You can notice this is my demo account. Okay. But also, what I do is I do have my account here. And the reason why I can't go through everything is there is also a privacy law out there where I can't start showing you all the emails in my list because I'm going to show you a few things. And in this account, the emails that are there, they're not real emails, they're test emails. So it doesn't really matter. But in my real account, these are emails of real people. And we obviously need to protect people's privacy. So, long story short, it's the reason why in some cases, I will be focusing when it comes to doing some techniques and some things in reference to showing some lists and things like that. But when it comes to some email content, that I'll shift over to my personal account. Okay. So, Tammy, can you hear me well? Is everything okay on your end?
You're going in and out. I can hear you from our condo, Chris, but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I guess we'll have to work with that.
yes.
So at this point, Tammy, let's start by explaining people what's the dashboard. Can you cover that a bit?
Yeah, so the dashboard is where you see all of your numbers, and yeah, so you've got, depending on the campaigns that you are really marketing, you're going to see the numbers there. The resellers are the people members that have joined your team, and if you see there in the resellers, you see a number, but then you actually have more members than that. It's because they haven't accepted to receive the email. So you want to get back to those people and make sure that that they're on your subscribers list so that they're plugged in to everything that you do. And the ones that unsubscribed, I always believe in connecting with people, building strong relationships. They don't have to be there all the time. If people are super busy, they can catch recordings and stuff like that, but at least they're informed. The whole thing is about being informed, right? And your pre-enrolls are obviously the people that are in by putting their name and their email, and you want to, and this is when you send your personal link, and this is when you want to constantly have emails sent out to them. They need to be plugged in. They need to know about Wednesday night. They need to know about your team sessions, whatever they are. They need to know about them so that they can, whenever they catch an email, remember, not everybody catches the emails. We assume that everybody's checking their emails. And I can tell you, they're not. A lot of people are not checking their emails, and they might check it that day and there's something going on and bang, they're in the session, right? So it's important to constantly plug people in, okay, no matter what. And you can see there's Memory Place. If any of you are promoting Memory Place, you'll have numbers there. And Chris, you've got the different languages. People are using different languages. Some people are marketing 2 or 3 or maybe even more languages because they speak those languages and they're tapping into these online marketing strategies. The people who are hitting the big numbers, they're marketing. I'm telling you,
Sure.
they're putting
And
their links
Demi,
out there and constantly marketing.
yeah, and I'd like to add a few things here. One thing that's important is when you click here to enter your contact information, this is where you would put your full name. Obviously, this was created. The reason why I can't edit it is because that's the one that was created when you first enroll, when you created your account. This will be the reply email. Which email do you want this to go to as people respond to them? And then the cell phone number here. If you want to have your Facebook profile here, and your Skype address. I know a lot of folks are using that. You can update this. And That way, when the email is sent, then the system will include this information on the bottom of the emails. Okay, just for your information there. Okay, and these numbers are good because it tells you how many people subscribe, how many people unsubscribe, and people that are pending. Where maybe they made a request to send information, they want information, and just so you understand, what do I mean by that? When you actually go in, just for clarity here, I'm going to open this reseller tool so you can make a connection with the campaigns that you're looking here. These are all different campaigns. Where did it come from? How does the lead get in there? Well, what happens here is if you look at um, your reseller tools, okay? So I selected in English here so I can follow, obviously, and all of you here speak English. So these is, for example, when you go in and someone click on this particular link, okay? So if they click on this, for example, what happens is this comes up, okay? And then from there, they put their name and they put their email. And then from there, they click lock in my position now. Okay, that's kind of the marketing thing. So from there, this is the where the lead came from, because you on your back office, you basically shared, let me go back here, in your back office you basically share these links, and every single one of you have access to this is it comes with your package, the $9.97 you pay, folks. All of that is included. That's why it's so amazing, and most people don't know that. And from there, once you actually share this information, then it goes and it will populate the playlists that are here. So, for example, when you look here, a pre-enrollee, the pre-enrollee over here, they come from that entry. So, if someone goes ahead and put their name and their email and click the lock-in position, that's where they go. So, let me try another one. If I go in and let's say someone click on, I don't know, it could be anyone over here. This one here, just so, for example, if someone click on this link because you choose to give them this one, this one is ready to start. Well, when people click get started, then they can enroll immediately. See, our goal here is to help you convert. That's why we want to teach you the tools that are available here. So don't be too, if you feel a little bit overwhelmed with the information I'm going to share with you, folks, just don't worry about it. This call is recorded. That's what I meant is you need to come back to this, apply and try and apply and go back and listen to it again. It'll make a lot of sense. So don't be alarmed by something that may be going over your head for the time being. Just pay attention to what we're saying. So what happens again, I click on this link over here that was on this page. And I think it's important we understand this, because you're seeing these campaigns I'm going to talk to you about, but where does the leads come from? Well, that's where they come from. Okay. So this is what's so amazing. And people have to spend quite a bit of money. I know for a fact, because there's a lot of companies out there that are promoting capture pages, and you have to pay X amount of money to have access to these capture pages. We're talking like $100 a month. I'm not kidding. So here, folks, this is included with your $9.97. It is so much more than just a backup service, which is just so amazing. So again, folks, these are just different options here. This is if, for example, you want to do some Facebook ad campaigns, right? Again, what's going to happen is you provide them these links, and they're all going to end up into the pre-enrollee. That's where they end up. All these links, when people go into pre-enrollee, they go here. Okay. If someone decides to sign up, okay, so for example, I use this example here. For example, here, someone decides to sign up right away, or they were in a pre-enrollee and they choose to activate. Where do they end up? Well, GotBackup, what they do is they will end up in a reseller. This is not a real account, so obviously we haven't signed up anybody because it's not an account that's active. It's an account to test, to demo, and everything else. Okay, so if you go back to mine, for example, to show you, I've basically, let's see here. Okay, there's actually 35 people that I sponsored. Okay, so there's more to it than that. Actually, there's some of them that are not here. I need to add them manually, but there's about 45 people actually. So I need to add some manually. But the point here is you can see here the reseller. There's 30, 5 unsubscribe, and that's because they changed their mind. This year there's 28 pre-enrollee. Okay, so there's 3 that unsubscribe. The co-op, this, as you probably noticed, there's an email campaign that's going on right now with GotBackup to buy some leads. Well, this is what it is. There's 280 co-op leads that came in, 33 unsubscribe. Okay. So this over here, one is pending. That's because, and this is something that's important, folks. If someone signs up, but they never complete the sign up, they're in a pending state. So they'll end up in that campaign. And why am I showing all of this? It's because you can create emails that's going to be sent to these people, maybe that didn't follow through with the sign up enrollment process. Suspended is, for example, someone's credit card didn't go through. Okay. Some of those people actually reactivated their accounts because they've updated their credit card, but it's still here in the suspended account. So I can choose to remove them from there. But this is 14. And cancel. These are people that cancel their account. There's 2, right? And I sent them a couple emails. It says, no, I'm not interested. So they chose to unsubscribe. So this here is good information. Okay. And if you have multiple languages like memory place, let's see here. For example, the free trial, right? So what's going on is these are all the different lists that are out here. Okay. So again, just to go back to the process here, is every single time you provide these links to your prospects, they don't just end up in nowhere land. They actually will end up in a list, and the list that they will end up into, sorry, it's over here. The list they will end up into is the pre-enrollee. This is where everything is. So what we're going to be showing you next is, okay, how do you modify those emails to connect with these people and to help them convert, to help them sign up, to actually be part of your culture. Tammy, I'm not sure if you can hear me with everything I said. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so you're going to go ahead and show people how it all works with
Go.
campaigns and creating.
Okay, so at this point here, folks, we don't need to go through all of this. I want to focus on what you need to focus on in building your business. So right now, the main 2 links I'm going to focus on is follow up and broadcast. Follow up, these are the emails that are automatically sent to your prospects. You know, earlier we talked about the pre-enrollees. Well, the pre-enrollees, I spent a lot of time on follow up. I'm going to show you how it's done here to give you some examples, but I'm going to go back to my account. You're going to see that there's a lot more content there. And the broadcast, this is, for example, like we're going to show you, for example, this training tonight. Okay. I sent an email on Friday night and I pre-booked them, and an email in the morning just before the training, and I pre-booked them. We're going to show you that. And every single week I do that. And I'm constantly in contact with my prospect. So these are the 2 main links we're going to be spending time with. Okay. Now, one thing that you may want to also be aware of, if you go to your subscribers list, just want to point out to you, remember, this is a recorded call. If I go a little bit fast, don't worry, you can always come back here. But you see, I can't really show you mine at this point, folks, because this is real data. I can't show you emails of people that people can start connecting with, right? It's privacy law. So anyway, so point here is you can see that all your campaigns are here. So if I look at my pre-enrollee, this is the campaign. Remember, I was pointing out the pre-enrollee. Every time you send someone your link to your prospecting link, right? You capture pages that are included with your $9.97. Well, they end up here. Okay. And the list that you're going to see here, these are not real people. These are all kind of, you can see Eve, Jack. Okay, these are all demo stuff. And what happens here is this list will be receiving your emails that are going to be specified in a follow-up. And I'll come back to that in a minute. Okay. But also, and I'll show you where you can select the list that you want to go into your broadcasts. Okay, so we're going to keep that very simple. We're not going to go through all the options here, but I just wanted you to know that you can check your subscribers list. If you go back to, for example, let's see here, pre-enroll, the resellers, okay? Well, the resellers are people that activated. These are people that are members. As I mentioned earlier, you saw as Big Fat Zero. That's why there's no name here, right? It's not an account where we're signing people into. The company doesn't promote and build business. It's all, this is what we do. So again, that's why there's no name over here. Okay. So let me go back to messages and let me go back to follow up. Is there anything else you want to add to this, Tammy? Okay, she didn't hear me. So from there, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through my pre-enrollee. Okay, from my pre-enrollee, you can see here. Okay, so this is the demo account, making sure. Okay, so you can see here that we have all these emails that are here. And what I did this morning, I went ahead. By the way, these little buttons here, just so to give you an idea what they are, this is to edit the email. If you just don't click on it and move the mouse over it, you'll see that says edit. Okay, when you click the plus over here, in this particular, it's different when you click the plus into the follow-ups and the broadcast. In the broadcast, when you click the plus, it will send the email. Okay. When you're on the follow-up, we will just add the email to the series because they're not going right away. They go based on the sequence. I'm going to come back to that. Okay. So that's the sequence where, for example, day 0, this is the moment they enroll. So if they go ahead and they go to your website, which again, they go back to this website here and they put their name. Okay. When you see the number 0, sorry. When you see the number 0, that is instant. The moment their name is in, boom, the email comes out. Okay. So in this case, if I click on this particular test, well, the test is going to send an email to your email. So whoever owns this account, it will be sent to them. So if this is yours, and the email that you specified is yours, obviously. So it's going to be coming to your inbox for you to see how the emails look like before you send it. I do this a lot. This here is to delete the email. You don't want it, you delete it. I'm not going to do this because it's a demo account and so forth. And this here is to show the email. So this is very good because if you look at your email, you want to see how it looks like in the eyes of other folks while they're here. Okay. So this is the email that is into the demo account. If I go back to my account, for example, and I go to, for example, follow-up, just to show you kind of the reality here, looking at a real account, okay, under my follow-ups, okay, that's the reseller. I'm going to go back to my pre-enrollee to do exactly like I was. Okay, now it's coming in. Okay, so these are all the emails that are on my pre-enrollee. Remember, Tammy mentioned earlier, when you have, the upsells that you get when you sign up, do you want to get our emails ready for you? This is it. And the reason why there's a lot of value to this is one of the things that there's many things. One of the reasons why Joel has been so successful, the CEO of GotBackup, in doing what he's doing is that he's an email marketer and he knows how to get people to open the email. And a lot of it has to do with your subject. And Tammy, do pay attention to the question as I'm doing this training. And the subjects are important because he knows the kind of subject that's going to get people to click to open it. That's why the email marketing training is so important. And there's so many tips you're going to learn from that. So from here, you can see that I sent 63. And just so you know, this started about a year ago or so. I started from 0 because I've modified all my emails. But the point here is the very first email I have over here, and I'll show you how to create those emails in a minute. If you click on the I, okay, we want to make that personal. So Tammy and I put a little picture over here, a little video. So if you click on this link, it's going to open the video that's in VTuber. Okay, that's one of the and there's some really wonderful things that are coming very soon here, folks. But over here, it's a little video that Tammy and I did. Okay, we do need to update that, Tammy, for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night.
Yeah. So from there, what it is, it's just a welcome email. Remember, that's my pre-enrollee. So these are emails that the person that put their name and their email based on the link that I provided to you, which every single link that you have, again, I just want to point out what I'm talking about. Okay, every single link that that you provide here, all of those, when people fill in the information, they always end up into your pre-enrollee list campaign. Okay, from there, this is a little blurb on GotBackup product, a little blurb on it, the business opportunity, a little blurb on it, ready to get started. And over here, I will click on this link. And what I do, I just want to show you, I always try to convert, always try to convert. So what's going to happen, it's going to bring them right away to this page. You notice what I do is when you go to your ID and gotbackup.com, I click on getting started today so I can get the rest of these parameters, we call them here, to send them here. So they don't have to click anywhere other than just say, I want a yearly membership or the monthly membership. Okay. So that's how you get people to convert. The easier it is for them to click, point, click, and start, the more conversion you'll have. If you have a lot of steps and tons of things and tons of links for people to click on, it gets confusing, and a confused mind stands still, right? Or they get kind of buried into the branches of everything that you have available for people to click on. So important in your email, you don't want too many clicks. You don't want too many links. You want one simple step. Boom, get started. And that's what it's all about. And I kept this over here simply because I want people to know that this is a real company and there's people behind it. And of course, I suggest you put your own personal information here. If you have social media things, I recommend you so people can get to know you a little better. These are all the things and the steps that will help you build a relationship with the person. And that's what those emails are all about. Okay. And here's the second one that I do. So this here, number one, if I click on, let's say, let me just click on the I first. So for you to see what it looks like. So these are the emails that, and I'll show you how I did with ChatGPT, and I'll come back to that in a minute here. But discover the most amazing global home-based business opportunity. This here, obviously it's me, but the prospect, we see their name there. I'll show you why in a minute. And then again, a little bit of information. Try it now. One link that always help them to point exactly where you want to go. So again, if I click on this link, I just want to show you that I'm very consistent and congruent in sending them to the same place. So every single time, okay, in this case, I'm sending them to the free trial in this case. So they watch the video and then they can start over here. Okay. So in this case, what's happening here is I want him to try it 7 days for free. That's very attractive. Oh, really? I don't have to put my credit card on. Okay, I can try. And you're going to see the 6 terabytes, and you're going to see the back office, obviously a much lighter version of the back office, but they can see, and they can start downloading the software for their phone, for their computer, install everything as if they signed up. And then after 7 days, then you're going to start receiving emails. Okay. Because there was another campaign. So again, what I mean by that is when you click on this link over here, okay, try now, which will take you to this over here. When people click on this, they'll end up on a different campaign that has the free trial. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I go back here, okay, and let's see, I go back to my emails, lead capture. In this case, I'm going to go follow up. And the free trial is right over here. I hope that makes sense to all of you. And then you see after 7 days, after the 7th day, then they're going to start receiving the email. Okay. So from there, every day after that, they're going to receive a reminder. And every email, for example, if I click a little plus, the little I here, this is again, it's personal. It's Tammy and I welcome them to it. I suggest for them, if they want to do a Zoom session, to book a session with Tammy and I, you can have your own Calendly calendar booking system that you want. We have one, right? Log into your account and upgrade right now. So when you click on this, remember, it has their information. The system does all that for you, and it will invite them to upgrade. So when you click on this link, Okay, so it's gonna encourage them to sign up, and all that's is done for you, right? So all you need to do is prepare the emails, and the system does a lot of these things on the background. You don't need to know how does that happen. For you, it's just like magic if you don't really understand it. What's important is you understand the email campaign. Okay, so let me go back to this, and now I'm going to go back to the pre-enrollee, and let's start working on the emails. Okay. So how do I come up with it? Well, first of all, you can buy them. So when you sign up and you see an upsell to have those email prepared for you, well, it will populate that for you. And then you can turn around and adjust them to have your own link, your at the bottom of the page and so forth. So right now, let me go back to the demo account. Okay. So this is the demo account and my pre-enrollee list, and here they are. Okay. So for example, if someone wants to become, if you click on the pen, it will open the email. And then from there, you can start modifying the content. Now, these are the emails that came with the upsell when you first signed up. So, for example, if you go back here, because some of you probably will see that, and there's nothing in there. Well, you can go back to the marketplace, and within the marketplace, okay, you can buy. Just make sure that you understand which one you're buying. But these are you can see there's different languages here. Okay. Add extra storage. Let's see. Remember, that's a demo account here. Okay. So you may not have all the stuff, but you'll notice that you probably will see to buy the emails done for you for your pre-enrollee, and you'll find them in here. Okay. Now, if you want to do them yourself, here I'm going to show you exactly how to go about it. Okay. So over here, let's say I want to create. So this is, and let's just say it's empty. We're going to start from scratch. What you do is you click on, this is pre-enrollee. You click on add follow-up. Okay. Now what happens is this is completely empty. So you could do is you can use some of the templates that are here. I like to click on show all templates. And let's see here. Let's say I use this one. Use this template. Boom. Okay. Just like magic, it's over here. Okay. So then you can start adding the content here. So now you say, but what do I say? What do I tell them? Okay. Well, let's go into my ChatGPT. Now, folks, ChatGPT, you can get, all you need to do is, let me just start a new one because I don't want to lose this here. You just go to ChatGPT, and if you don't have an account, you can enroll yourself. It's free. Now, I'm using the 4.0, folks, because I do this for my trainings, and I use that for everything that we do, Tammy and I. But the point here is, I think for you might say 3.0, I think. Okay. And then you can start creating, you can simply ask them to do what you want. So I'm going to go into an example that I did here. So what I did is I went in and I say, I'm about to provide you with some emails that are, okay. So that is me talking to ChatGPT. I'm about to provide you with some emails that are a campaign email series that convince the prospect to activate. Now, remember, it doesn't have to be proper English. It's going to figure all this out. But I want you to make the email more heartfelt and less salesy. I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but okay. And from there, please wait for my email before, I guess I meant here beginning. Got it. Share the email when you're ready, and blah, blah, blah. That was the response from ChatGPT here. And it came up here, and this was the email series 1. Okay. And I say, welcome to the GotBackup. So this is something that I use. I think it might have been the email that came when I purchased the email of GotBackup. And then it turned around and it spit out the subject, and the content. Okay. So let's just use that for an example. So the subject, I'm going to cut and paste that. I'm going to go back to my email. Okay. And I'm going to paste it here. Oh, sorry. That's the subject, not the content. Let me just go back here. Let me just go back to where I was. Okay. Subject. That's my subject right here. But something here is I find that it's very, very helpful to convert. People love to see their names. So here, I will say, welcome the name of the person. But what's the name of the person? Well, you can find them over here. If you go under subscribers, for example, first name. Okay, I want you to add it. It's going to put it here at the end. Subscriber's first name. I will copy this and I will say, welcome to the GotBackup. Welcome to GotBackup, and in the name of the person. Welcome to GotBackup, the name of the person. Let's get started together. That's the subject. Then I'm going to go to the body over here. I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT answer. Let me just get rid of that for now. And here is the email it produces. Now, some of you could be a bit more sophisticated with ChatGPT. Some of you might be starting for the very first time. One thing I may give you, some tips here. Sometimes you may not feel it sounds like you. You can turn around and you can put some comments here. I would like this to sound more like me. What would you recommend? Let ChatGPT answer for you. Or there's other apps and other things, depending on what version you have, that you can make it more human-like. Lots of things, but folks, I'm not going to go there because it might be a little overwhelmed for everybody. I just want to show you how to create content without necessarily, being maybe English for many of you is not your first language, and maybe some of you haven't mastered the language of English. Maybe you're not comfortable, but ChatGPT will give you kind of a perfect sentence, perfect syntax, but then you can add a few things. You can mention here, add this, add that, and add it to the content, and it will do just that. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copy the information that it provides, that it gave me as an example. I'm going to go back to my email and I'm going to paste it. Here it is. Now, the thing is, I like to keep fonts to be the same. So you notice here, this is impact. That's it for the titles. But if you go back here, what font is this? This is Lucida. Okay. So one thing I may want to do, and that's okay because this is the bottom. And you remember you saw mine. It was different icons pointing to different area. This is entirely up to you. Okay. This is obviously pointing to the GotBackup because it doesn't know you, right? So until you register and then you start customizing things. But over here, what I will do is I will select all these fonts, all this text, and I want to make, let's say, Arial. I like the number 14. Okay. Sometime I will click paragraph again. I find it sorts them a little bit better. Here it is. And then I may just want to add a bit more space to make it a little bit more nicer. There we go. Okay. Hi, subscriber. Welcome to GotBackup. I'm so glad you're here. You've taken an important step towards protecting your memory, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And this point here, the affiliate email. Okay. This is the email that, because remember, when I created this email, I cut and paste this information over here. So the affiliate email, everything was in there. So ChatGPT didn't guess this stuff. I told them, I told it what it is. Sometimes I think it's like another human. I told it to use these codes. Okay. And this came from the email that was pre-created with GotBackup, but I just modified it a little bit to be a bit more heartfelt. Okay. So then I'm going to go back here again. And of course you can change anything here. And you can see here, that's a phone number. Here's some exciting, something exciting. If you decide to upgrade in your first 7 days, you'll unlock the family plan and the same cost as the personal plan. That means you get, and it just describes what's over here. Okay. And Tammy, feel free to step in if you want to add anything, because I'm not sure if you hear me.
Yeah, I'm following most of it, Chris, and I can hear you from the back end. Yeah, on the bottom, I noticed on the chat GPT, Chris, it said your coach and mentor. I think it's important to keep that because people are always looking for support. And if they decide to do this, they need to know that they're not alone. I mean, warmly is nice, but I think your coach, yeah, I think that is a very powerful ending because again, people are looking for support. If I do this, who's gonna help me, kind of thing, right? So I'll make it very personal and friendly, and you'll find you'll get better results.
Correct. Right. So
So
this
you
here,
can
you would
remove
put
the
in the
warmly.
link.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this here you put in the link, log into your account and upgrade now. This information is all available to you, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. So, remember, I'm here for you, blah, blah, blah. And for example, over here, you have Warmly, okay? And let's say you want to put your own information there. Then what you would do is you see where it says insert field. So subscriber, that would be the affiliate. So we're talking about you, the affiliate, right? So you would put here, for example, your full name. Okay, you see? It's right over here. Your coach and mentor. Okay. And from there, it's obviously your title. You want to make sure you change the content here. One thing that you can put is, for example, welcome to GotBackup. So I'm going to cut and paste that here. Welcome to GotBackup. Now notice what happens if you want to have the same as this. If you select them, select the text, and this here is, let's see, impact. Okay. And the size is 23. The size, I'm going to put here 23. Well, it says 24. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So now I can get rid of that. Okay. If you want to have all cap letters, well, I know with Apple and Mac, the PC might be the same. I just transform. I want everything to be uppercase. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to GotBackup. Okay. And let's say I want to get rid of, let's see here. Okay, that's good like that. Okay, so from there, if you're happy with that, we can go forward. And you simply, oh, another thing I want to mention. Remember here, so this is going to be sent one day after. So if I want this to be at 0, that's going to be sent the moment the person enrolls. Okay, so when I save it, just give it a second. It's going to come back. Okay, it's at the bottom there. Now, one thing you can do as you create your email, you can move those emails. Look at this. And I want this to be right at the top. Now, obviously there's two because there's the one that comes with the demo account, but I want to show you if you want. If you want to get rid of that, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess the demo account. But if you want to delete this, you just click the X button. And then let's say you don't want this one because you replaced it. Then in this case, you just delete this one, you keep this one there. And the moment they opt in, boom, the email is sent instantly. If that makes sense, if what I'm sharing with you here today, folks, makes sense, could you please just put, let's put a yes. Let's put a Y or a yes to make sure that I'm not talking to you and it makes no sense. I know there's about a 5-10 second delay here. I'd love your feedback there. It's very, very helpful for us. Anything, Tammy, you want to add to this?
Yeah. So if you can open it back up, because I think it's important that they know how to place a picture.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Or a flyer for Wednesday nights, or a flyer that you're creating for anything that's team driven presentations. Yeah. So you want to be able to put a picture in there. People like pictures, right? People like visuals. So if you wanted to create a short intro video, you can do that as well. Chris and I use the Vid Uber all the time. So we've got the VIP package to be able to do that. And if you want to take your marketing skills to another level, you just got to invest in yourself. And that's something that Chris and I've done from day one since we started the networking profession. We always talk about how much we've invested in ourselves. Well, we invest in tools. We invest in the things that are going to help us get to another level, and it makes things faster too, and you get better response. People want to know the person who's going to be sponsoring them. They need to know you.
So why don't we show them how to add a picture?
Yeah.
So if I click on this icon over here, okay, upload, browse for an image. Now it's going to look for a picture on my computer. Okay. So let's look for something that says Chris and, oh, maybe, let's see here, Chris and Tammy. Okay. Okay. Let's see here.
Just throw any of them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's important is that the size of the picture also matters. You don't want things to be too large. I was trying to find one small one, but I don't know. I'm just going to pick this one here. Okay. So if I upload this, okay, the reason why there's an error is because it doesn't like the name. So one thing I could do here, if I go back here and I look for Chris and Tammy again. Okay. And from there, I can turn around and change the name here. Chris and Tammy. Oops. Okay. And underscore black and white, for example. Okay. So I'm going to, where did it go?
The fourth one, I think.
I think this is the one here. No. I'm just
throw one in there, Chris.
Yeah, I know. It's because the problem, Tammy, is it doesn't like long names. Okay. I know you want me to pass here. So let me just copy that so I can search it if it misplaces it again. Okay, so I'm going to get this one. Let me go back here. There we go. So this is the picture I just created. Upload. Okay, now this is a large picture here. One thing, folks, is you want to keep that probably within 300 by 300 or so. So from there, if I click OK, oh, it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to go back here again. And I will say, let's make it 100 by 100. Or, as long as it's 100 width and 71 in height. Click OK. Boom. You see? So this is kind of, again, we just did that for an example here. And, there's so many things you can do too. Is you can also add a video, but again, we're not going to keep that complicated, right? I'm going to get that really simple. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and save it. When you click on edit again, it will save it. Just before I do that, what I'd like you to do is, or to be aware of it, if I click on this icon for Facebook and I go back up here, I can modify the link where it's pointing to right over here. So if you have your own Facebook account, for example, let's find one here. Okay, so Facebook, Chris, Chris, I think we have one like this, and Tammy, I think it's this one. No, that's not it. So let me go to Facebook. We're doing this in real time here, guys, so just bear with me. So I'm going to Facebook. And at this point, I want to go to, let's say, let's look for, here we go. Chris and Tammy. Let's give it a sec. There we go. I probably mistyped it. Okay, so I got my link here. So I can go back, and as soon as it comes back, here we go. I can cut and paste that link. Click OK. Now what happened, okay, you noticed over here, if you look at the bottom of the screen over here, when you put your mouse over, you can see the Chris and Tammy at the bottom there. So let's do a little test. So now I'm going to edit this. I would just say I'm going to save it. So successfully saved. Let's give it a sec. Okay. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at my emails. And here it is. If I click the I over here, I'm going to open this up. Okay. Obviously demo, because it's a demo account, you see. So that's the name that's registered here. That's the email of the owner of the account. And again, folks, it could be formatted a lot nicer than this, but I want to show you how this works. You see our pictures showing up over here. And you can see here the link. If I click on that link right now, it's going to take me to the Chris and Tammy page. Okay. Not going to self-promote here. Sorry, guys. It's just because I want to show you the examples here. Let me just remove your page. Okay. So this is an example where you want to customize this to go to your own social media. You may also have your own website. Okay. Tammy and I create one called chrisandtammy.com. That's what we're branding. It's about branding yourself. But the point here is you want people to get to know you. They may not sign up right away. They may be curious to know who are you, who you are. And that's when that's why these social media are very, very important. These links are very important. And you can go on. And for example, if I go back to my ChatGPT, I ask it to create multiple emails. Okay, so that's the first email. And then I asked them here to create another email. And here they are. Okay. And there's another one that if I turn around and I say, I want you to write a series of emails. I want you to write 5 emails that are consecutive to help them convert. It will go ahead and create those 5 emails for you. Then all you have to do is cut and paste the information to the email that you want. Let me show you something else. If you want to add another email, so let's say there's nothing in here. Okay. If I want to add another email, I'm going to add a follow-up. But here's what I want to show you to kind of go a little bit faster so you don't have to retype everything and start from scratch. So here's what I do. I'm going to open this email to edit it. And there's a really cool button. It's like magic. And folks, what I'm going to share with you may feel really complicated. Don't be fooled by this because you don't need to know anything. You just click on this icon that says source code. This is what we call HTML code that the browser will understand when you click on it. And you don't need to understand any of this. What you need to do is you need to put your cursor on the top there, and you want to copy everything. Okay? You want to copy everything. Cancel it. Now, let me go back, and I want to add a follow-up. Okay, perfect. I'm going to add a follow-up. Now it's empty, completely empty. Okay. So now I'm going to click I'm sure you guys guess what's going on. I'm going to paste it now.
This is, oh my God, it's so amazing. It saved us so much time to do this.
Just like magic.
Once you do your signature and everything set up with your picture and all your icons for your social media, once all that's set up, this is a simple copy and paste. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Everything is there like before. You see the Chris and Tammy on the bottom of the screen there, right? When you look at the bottom, of the screen right over here, right? You can see it's pointing to the same one. It's the same email. So, but the second email, it's not going to be welcome anymore. It's going to be something else. So you can go ahead and you can remove all this stuff, right? And then from there, you can just add whatever you want. Okay. So if I go back and let's say I create another one down here. Oh, that's another welcome. So let's see, I see, can you create a few more sequence um,
That are friendly, engaging, whatever you want to
that
say,
are
put it there. Call to
friendly
action,
and engaging
call to
uh,
action.
to help them convert. Okay, boom. Let's see what it does. Absolutely, I love the wait response too. How can I help you today? Isn't that awesome? And then it turns around. You can go. This is a subject, so that's the email too. I'm going to copy this. Go back here. Okay, let's go back to the subject. I like to have the first name. So again, I'm just going to do this again. The subscriber, first name. I'm going to cut and paste that. And I'm going to add, right? How can I help you today? That's a subject. That's going to be right after on the next day, for example. And then from there, let's see. I would put the same thing here. Excuse me. I'm going to put this over here. Oh, not the name. I want this. Control C. Tammy, is there some questions that are popping up?
Let me see.
See, cool. I kind of remember when I cut and pasted the format that I want. I'm going to get rid of this guy. Don't need this anymore. I like to have these as uppercase. Perfect. Okay. And let's see here. The text itself, let's go back. That's day 2. Subject is just checking in, actually. That's pretty cool. I like that better. I like that better. Oh, over here. So maybe the subject, I'm going to go back and just checking in. How's it going so far? There we go. I'm going to keep that there like that. Now, let me go back to, let me just get rid of this page here. Okay, this is the body. And you know what's really cool? It remembered what you posted before. This is why when you continue to sequence, it will learn from before what you posted. Okay. So from there, you can go ahead and that's the email 2. Here's the body of the email 2. Okay. I'm going to go back. And over here, here's the texts. Okay. Now, sometimes you have to play with the format and the size. You can see here that's Arial. Verdana is usually what ChatGPT font format it provides. Oh, let me go back there. Let's try this again. Okay. How can I help you? And then from there, I'd like this to be, let's say, Arial. And I'm going to put that again, 14. Okay, here we go. And I want to modify the format a little bit. Click again, paragraph. I find it, fix it. Maybe, let's see, heading. What is that? No, I don't like that at all. I'm going to go with, okay. So then I'll put some space here. Space here. And then we want to do that here. And also you can change the font and the color. Okay, so let's just go back here. Log into your account. Talk soon. Okay. And again, you can do it that way, or maybe format this a little bit. You see what I mean? Some of you may format as you see fit. And if you can also change the color of your font. So if you go back here, you'd like to be, maybe you can go customs. I know that me personally, I like this particular color. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one here. Okay, I find it's not too aggressive, but it's dark enough, and you know what I mean, folks. You can do anything you want. Okay, you obviously I would probably remove that because I would put maybe if you can put a like a don't be specific. Don't put your specific address where you live. Okay. I recommend for you to keep that maybe your city, maybe your state or your province, your country, right? Just so they, I mean, this is obviously a business, right? But you don't want to, I don't recommend you put your specific address where you live. Again, it's just for safety. That's what I recommend. And then if you have a website, you can put in there, and then your social media there. Once you click add, at this point, what happens, it'll be added. Okay. Just give it a minute. Okay. You see here, it happens to be on the bottom. So obviously what you may want to do is you may want to drag it to be right underneath the first one. Okay. So this is how this works here. And folks, I know that you see how fast, I mean, boom, an hour went by and there's so much more to talk about, but I wanted you to understand this, at least have an idea how to work on your pre-enrollee um, list. So every time someone opt in by using your links, now they start receiving emails from you. I know the company has some generic emails, but you want to be personal to your prospects. Okay. And that's the reason why I'm showing you this. If I go back to, for example, my account here, to give you some examples of what I do here, you can see that, again, I'm just going to click on this eye. And this is very personal. I'll show you over here, right? This is an example of what I was showing you. This is our picture, right? This is my name here. Real free to reach out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's the first email. Notice that it says 0. The day after, that's when they get the free trial. I showed you that a moment ago. And then I invite them to go ahead and enroll. Okay. And try it now. And then after that, I continue. Another one the day after. Again, the name of the person. Don't let Emily's story happen to you. Now, you know that these videos are available in the extra promo tool. So you can see here, if I click on the eye, just for you to see that, you can see, don't let Emily's story happen to you. So I'm trying to show them things that can happen and maybe they can relate to. So that would be the name of the person. Imagine this, Emily and her friend on a trip to Paris, capturing every magical moment, amazing food, blah, blah, blah. They visit, okay, etc. But then something devastating happened. And when you watch that video.
You want to show them how to get it, Chris? Go.
Yes, of course.
Extra tools, so show them how to insert it.
Point,
yeah.
Yeah, you see the videos right here. Okay. So again, it's just, it's so they can relate to you more, right? And look what happened every single time, every email, I will turn around and I will get them to click the link. Same thing. Where do I send them? Boom. To sign up. Okay. So every email that I send, I encourage them for them to join in. Now, what Tammy was suggesting, we'll end on this note here, Tammy. So what happens here, if you want to add.
Joe's got a question. Chris, there's a question there with Joe on the bottom.
Go ahead.
Can we send these emails up? Can we set these emails up through SendShark autoresponder?
Yes, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. As a matter of fact, I am, because I'm using the SendShark system. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the SendShark is not included in the 997. For that reason, I want to stick to the lead capture system. But yes, absolutely, yes. Joe, you can do that. Okay. And how do I do this? This is an image. Okay. But it's an image with a link. So let me show you what I mean by that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to see, just so I don't lose my space here. Just bear with me one sec, guys, until this comes back. Okay. So, so this here on the back here are the email that I'm working on. And if I click on this, I'm going to go under autoresponder. Okay. No, excuse me. Extra promotional.
Extra promo tools. Yeah.
Okay. So promotional video, I think it's in here, right?
Mhm.
Are you sure?
Maybe it's under
No, not
English
this
first.
one.
English.
Promo
Marketing.
content.
Yeah, that's it. And then English.
Okay, English
Mm-hmm.
and extra videos, right?
Yeah.
Video extra. Here it is.
Yeah.
So what you can do here is when you click on this video, it's very quick now. So you can download this. Okay. Then when it's downloaded, then it needs to be uploaded somewhere. So it could be on VTuber, or it could be on your YouTube channel. It's really up to you where you want it. Okay. And what happens here, I'm going to show you in my case, I went into VTuber. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that's the VIP. And folks, don't worry about this because there's a lot of great stuff that's coming that Joel's going to be offering. So the VTuber is something that we use a lot, Tammy and I. So if I click on video streaming, that's the VTuber. Okay. And again, that could be your YouTube channel or Vimeo or whatever. And there's a whole bunch of trainings over here. So if let's say I go into, let's see here, let's scroll down a bit to see that video with Emily. As you can see, folks, there's a lot of stuff we got here.
Right
So
here. The first one. Chris, you had it. The first one. Go up.
I don't
Go back one.
go back one. So that's 3. Oh, here we go.
Go back to 3.
I got it. So
There,
when you
top
click
3.
on this,
Yeah.
okay, how do you get the link? Well, you go under, you click on the video, and then you click on embed, and the link is right here, like that. Control C. Okay. So if I go back to my email, okay, so that's my email. What I did is I took a picture of the video. Okay. So when I'm over here, I took a picture of this. So again, I don't know what computer you have, but you can take a screenshot. Okay. And what happens, let me just show you. My computer is a little bit slow here, guys. There's a lot of spinning wheel happening on my end. So that's why it's a little bit slow. So I apologize for that. Okay, it's ready now.
We're trying to put a lot of value into this session, and the recording. Go back to the recordings and step by step by step, and that's how we learned is to go into the back office under the lead capture system, and on the top right you've got those orange videos to teach you how to do
just to finish this thought, I mean,
really.
sorry for cutting in because I know time's getting short. I apologize for that.
Noise.
This is the video that this is the snapshot that I just took from here. Okay.
Mhm.
So then what you would do is you simply go into click here, upload, browse. Now I know it doesn't like long names, so I'm going to go to recent. Okay. So I'm going to call this, that's one. Okay, so I'm going to select that. Okay, so that's cool. It's within 6. So I may stretch it a little bit. I'm gonna because I know that 600 is what will fit perfectly into an email. So I'm gonna click on that, and then from there it just appear. Okay, it's as simple as that.
And then you click on that to
and then
add
I click
video
on
link.
that image.
Mhm.
Then I go into the link. And remember the link I just copied earlier? Here it is. Okay. So when I save it, So this is a real account here. This is actually my account. Now it's been saved. So I'm just going to go back. Okay, and that's the Emily story here. Click on the eye to confirm everything is working well. You can also click the little, this icon over here will send it to you, to your inbox. Okay, as you can see here, I didn't do a good job. Okay, I ended up on the top here. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's where it
export.
went. I just made a little mistake here. My cursor was in the wrong space, but you can see here,
It
that's the one I
goes to
just
show
added.
always verify by
That's
looking at
why,
you
yeah,
set it up. Yeah.
that's why it's very important to always verify. So I'm going to go
Mhm.
back and fix this.
Yeah.
So let's go to Emily. I'm going to click on the eye on the open button here to edit it, the edit button. Okay. And that's where it ended up. So I'm going to remove that because the cursor was in the wrong space. So you have to make sure your cursor is in on the right space. So if I put my cursor here, I'm going to do this again for you. Click on the image, upload, go find it. Here it is. This one. Open. I want to stretch it a little bit just to be perfectly sized for the email. Here it is. I put it right above it. Okay. So from there, let's say I don't want this one. There we go. Okay. And the reason why I like this little icon there is because people are kind of trained that if they see this icon, they know you can click on it and view it. That's why I
Yeah.
like this one. So I'm going to click on the little, because I do need to put a link here. So I'm going to go back to my VTuber. This is the link that points to it. I'll put it over here. Here we are. Okay. Now let's go ahead
Voila.
and edit.
Edit.
Okay, it's saved. So let
Can I
me,
just say something, Chris? Don't forget to press edit every time you're working
yes.
on something, because I've made that mistake and lost my stuff at the beginning. It was so frustrating. So, that's how we learn, right? Is to start over and do it again, and
So
don't forget the edit every time. And if I can just add one thing, because we're at the end, is don't allow the excuse of I don't have time to put this together. It is going to save you so much time to take the time to put this together.
yes. So the fact here, folks, Temi is absolutely correct. And again, never send you email before testing it. The last thing
Yes.
you want is your guests that don't know you see all these error messages. So that's why you always click the I button to see how things look like to the eyes of the prospect. Okay. So now I just made this modification. You remember this? Now we have the square in the center. So if I click on that, it should open the video that is going to share the story. You see, it's right here. Okay. So you can also click the link here. Sometimes I want to make sure that people don't miss out on that. That's why I put that link on the bottom here. But always make sure that there is an action towards a conversion, and that's what this is over here. Okay. And again, this is our information there, and it's done well for us, folks. And you can see here, there's a whole bunch of them there, and people at the beginning opens them up, and you can see here that the interest starts going down over time. That is normal, folks. Notice that this one is 18 opposed to 15 or 16. So what happened here? Well, some fun rules. Let's get you driving that bus. I guess that caught some people here. This one is 32. Let's secure your digital life together. And folks, if you watch that video and you pause it and take a screenshot, you can take my time. You can take my subject. It's up to you, right? Play with that. So
Yeah.
I think, Tammy, we've covered a lot of grounds here, but
Yeah.
we didn't go into the broadcast. But just so you know, the broadcast is an email that I want to send to someone. Okay. For example, the emails for this training this morning, I placed one that was last night. And remember that if you click on this is based on Central Time. So always keep in mind that. And we'll do another training on this stuff, guys, because I know we can go on and on and on.
That's
But
a
emails,
lot.
the way it is, folks, it takes time. So I got 42 opens. That was last night. This morning I got 30 opens. Maybe some of you are here because you saw that email, right? And these are the people that clicked on it. And when you click on it, that's the link that's bringing them into this particular training. So if you want to see what this looked like, I'm just going to click on resend. It's not going to resend it. It's just going to put it back into my email ready to send. And these are all the cancel, suspended, pending, co-op, resellers. Everybody gets it. The free trial. I invite them to come to this training this morning. A happy weekend. Register now, and that's the name of the person. Learn to unlock the power of the GotBackup lead capture system. Okay, and you can see here, emails are very similar. So I use this very often, right? And all I do is I change the link that's pointing over here to the new video. This is the link that shows people that regardless of what team you're a part of, if you sign up or someone that's in the industry and decide to sign up and they sign up, you will get the credit because it is not me personally, but it's the name of the field leader that you invited. So the system will recognize that. And again, this is the description of what we talked about here. And again, join us here and blah, blah, blah. Very, very simple. Okay. So when I click on edit, what's going to happen? It's going to bring me back to my email sequence. Just let's let it finish its stuff. It's right here, ready to be sent. Okay. Now you see, if I send it, it'll go right now. Well, let's say I want this to be sent for tomorrow. I'm going to click the edit button. That's why I don't need to worry about being here to send emails. It's all done ahead of time, a week in advance. So you see here, you can change the date. So right now it's Saturday. I want it to be sent, let's say Sunday at, let's say 10 a.m. Now this is based on Central Time. So if I put that and I happen to be living here, well, what's happening is it's going to be going on based on my time zone. It's going to go at 11 a.m. Okay, so this is based on Central Time. So if I want this to go at 9, an hour before the training at 10, I'm going to put here the Central Time, 9 a.m. Central, which Eastern, it will be 10 a.m. Okay, so if I want to, my call is at 10 a.m. Okay, sorry, I should go a little earlier than that. Yeah. So I'm going to put 8 a.m. Central, that now it's 9. So look what happened. I click on edit. Here we go. Now, it says it's going to be sent on the 6th, which is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Now, I'm going to cancel that, but just for the sake of discussion, if I click on the plus, it sends it out, but it won't go until this date and time. See? Successfully updated, and it's going to go on the 6th at 8 a.m. Central Time, which is basically 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay?
So on Sundays, Chris and I always preset our presentations and trainings, which you want to do, preset them so you got that set and forget. So that's really important.
Absolutely. So from there, I'm just going to go ahead and stop this because I don't want us to go because obviously that was today. I just wanted to show you the example of how this worked. So now what happens is it'll come back in a state for me to edit it. Okay, but then I don't want this email, so I'm just going to click the X. Yes, I want to get rid of it. And it's gone. Okay. So let me go back. Okay, what happened here?
And in your captions for your broadcasts, for presentations or trainings, it's good to have some emojis in there and numbers in there and things that are going to capture people's attention and not just the words. And play with that and see how many people are clicking on. And that's what we do. We just play with it and see what everybody's doing. And yes, it is recorded on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel. So you can go back, you can stop it, you can work at the same time and get the training. But it is in your back office under lead capture system. It is there.
Yeah.
So
as you can see, folks, it's it's we just kind of went through a lot of details here. Don't be alarmed by too much information. And I know the call went a little bit over, and I apologize for that. But I wanted you to have at least a recording so you can go through all the process. And what's very important, folks, is that you don't just do one email and then walk away. You have to be consistent, right? If I share my screen, just one more thing for you to see the consistency of how we work is if I go back to my broadcasts over here, okay, you can see how many emails that's been going on. Let me just refresh it, right? That's been going on for a while. Okay. So this has been going on for like a while, and I can go on and on here. So I'm on it every single week. Tammy and I do the same thing every single week. We are on this. We make sure that we send the email for Wednesday. We send the email because we do a presentation on Friday. So we send it Thursday night, Friday morning, and Saturday, same thing. I send it Friday night, Friday morning, and it's the same thing. But use ChatGPT to kind of change your subjects. And you'll find that some subjects will be catchy, will be a bit more catchy than others. And I know Joel is doing an amazing training on email marketing. If you have an opportunity, grab onto that. I'm telling you, you want to, and take advantage of everything that's offered to you here, folks. There's nothing missing with your $9.97, folks. I know that there's a lot of different options and things that are offered, but folks, with your $9.97, you can build a business that can set you free. Everything is in there. The email marketing is in there through the lead capture system. There's nothing missing. So we want to help you grow your business, and all these add-on features that are there. We want to make sure that you have everything you can possibly have to get the results that we're having. Tammy, give unconditionally. Unconditionally. We want people to do well. Mm-hmm. So the key is be consistent, be congruent, and don't give up. Keep moving forward.
And keep building your list. That's what it's all about. The more eyeballs that are looking at your stuff, the more results that you're going to get. I know we're working on it at the same time.
Good. And folks, if you put a question here that we didn't answer it, I apologize for this. Please go back to the video that's recorded there and put it in a comment. Whatever question you have, I will look at it for the next day or so. And don't do that next week because I'm probably going to be looking at it. But and so we can answer those questions. Okay. So thank you so much, folks. Really appreciate you. Hope you're going to take advantage of all of this and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye for now.
Have an awesome weekend.
Bye-bye.